posted something on my community tab, and I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to understand what I meant by it. So, what I posted was anyone saying Israel has a right to defend itself is either basically clueless or being dishonest, right? I'm pretty sure most people watching this video right now, hearing what I just said, are probably confused and probably don't know where I'm coming from with that. So, why do I say that people saying Israel has a right to defend itself are lying or clueless? Because that is a straw man tactic. I have not heard anyone at all even imply that Israel does not have a right to defend itself. If no one is even suggesting that Israel does not have a right to defend itself, why would it be something that we keep hearing multiple people saying this exact same phrase? Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel has a right to defend itself. The only reason to be saying that when no one is on the opposite of that, you're arguing against something that doesn't exist. You're challenging a statement not made. You're challenging a statement not even implied. Why would you do such a thing? Clearly, because you are having a bad faith conversation. You are being bad faith. That's the only reason to do that, right? Why else would they say that? Or maybe they're just stupid. Maybe they're stupid. That's another possibility. But I think it's a bad faith person why they are saying such a thing, right? If you're talking to someone and they're criticizing Israel for how Israel responded to this attack on October 7th, right? And they're saying, what about the civilians and cutting off the electricity is not right and whatever. Anyone who responds to that saying Israel has a right to defend itself is stupid, clueless, or being dishonest, right? And let me spell it out for some people who still don't get it. The fact that Israel has a right to defend itself, something that is not in dispute at all. The fact that Israel has a right to defend itself is not an explanation for how they are defending themselves. It's like I splash some water on the face of someone who did nothing to me, right? I just decide I'm going to do this, right? That person has a right to respond, right? But in a conversation about why this person decided to take out a knife and try to take out both my eyes, right? In a conversation where I'm like, that's savagery. How could you stick a knife in somebody's eyes and try to take them out? Man, that's disgusting. Why would you in that conversation respond and say, he has a right to defend himself? The guy splashed water on him. He has a right to respond. What kind of bullshit is that? Right? There is an appropriate level of response, and there's an inappropriate level of response. It's, I guess, another analogy, someone is speeding, the 10 miles over the speed limit, right? And then the police want to go ahead and give them a, probably that's my sucky lighting today. This is better? It looks like I'm doing a scary movie or something. I don't know what I'm doing. If somebody is going 10 miles over the speed limit, right? This is appropriate for Halloween, I guess. If someone's doing 10 miles over the speed limit, right? And the police give them a ticket and the fine is $1 million. $1 million for going 10 miles over the speed limit, right? And people are saying, that's disgusting. How can you charge $1 million for speeding and he's only 10 miles over the speed limit? That's disgusting. And then you respond and say, well, the government has a right, the police have a right to enforce the laws. The police have a right to enforce the laws. The police have a right to enforce the law. Everybody saying it. Police have a right to enforce the laws. He broke the speed limit and there should be punishment. He broke the speed limit and there should be punishment. They have a right to give him a speed ticket because he was speeding and that's a violation of the law. What? We're talking about whether $1 million fine is appropriate for 10 miles over the speed limit. Why would you respond and say that the police have a right to enforce the law? No one's having a conversation saying, the police don't have a right to enforce any laws. This is stupid. There shouldn't be any law. Nobody's saying that. That's a straw man comment to say that. If you disagree with someone saying $1 million fine is too much, then challenge what is actually stated. Challenge their statements. Say to them, no, I think $1 million is appropriate. If that's what you think, then say it. Man up and say what you believe. If you think $1 million is fine, then you say that. Don't say, oh, they got a right to enforce the law. Right? If you're okay with what Israel is doing in response to the Hamas attack, then say so. Say you're okay with all those civilians being killed. You're okay with electricity being cut off. You're okay with whatever Israel wants to do. If that's what you think, then say it. Stop with the bullshit about Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel has a right to defend itself. Nobody's fucking saying Israel doesn't have a right to defend itself. Stop the bullshit. Stop gaslighting people. Right? I'm not trying to like support one side or support the other. I'm just like, stop being so bad faith. Stop being so bullshit. Israel has a right to defend itself. Shut the fuck up with this bullshit. And I want to say what I feel like nobody else is saying. What Israel is doing in response to this attack is absolutely atrocious, over the top. They have gone way too far. Right? What Hamas did was disgusting. Right? Raping women, killing civilians, throwing bombs in bomb shelters. Disgusting. Savagery. Cutting off the electricity to millions of people. Disgusting. Savagery. It's not hard for me to call out savagery when I see it. I don't give a fuck about Israel. I'm not from Israel. I got no stake in that game. Right? I don't have any stake in Palestine. I'm not from Palestine. I don't have any special love for Palestine over any other country in this world where there's suffering. People are suffering all over the globe. All over the globe right now. We got slavery going on. We got genocide. We got all kinds of disgusting, got cannibals. We got all kind of stuff going on all over this globe. Why should I especially give a fuck about Palestinian civilians? Why should I give a fuck about Israel's civilians over anybody else? The people in Israel ain't special. The people in Palestine ain't special. They're human beings like anybody else. Right? So I'm not gonna go and virtue signal, be like, oh, I stand with the Palestinians, I stand with Ukraine, I stand with I stand with my family. Right? I stand with my country. Both the country of my birth and the country where I live now. That's what I stand with, right? I don't need to go online and try to, oh, I condemn Hamas. I condemn Israel. I don't need to virtue signal. I don't need to condemn nobody. And I don't need to be on nobody's tribe. I'm not gonna fly no Palestinian flag. I ain't gonna fly no Israel flag. But if you ask my opinion about what the fuck is going on, it's fucking bullshit from Israel, fucking bullshit from the Hamas. Right? Terrorism on some bullshit. Attacking civilians on some bullshit. Terrorism, one thing. But terrorism on civilians, and I guess that's usually how terrorism usually goes, right? But that whole thing, what they did at October 7th, that's on some bullshit. And anybody who is going around trying to act as if it's somehow justified or whatever. Now, if we're not a tribalist, we can understand that the people in Palestine, we can understand how they might have been pushed to support people like this. We can understand how they might be pushed to join a movement that would do something like this out of desperation. But just because I fucking can understand where they're coming from, don't mean I have to agree with it. Doesn't mean that I have to all of a sudden turn off my, if somebody else did it, that's a savagery. But here, oh, because I understand their plight, all of a sudden it's gonna be like, well, you know what? The Israelis, they deserve it. What did those civilians that got attacked do to deserve being attacked? What did the civilians in Palestine do to be bombed and to be disregarded as human beings? Explain that to me. I don't have time for no bullshit. Right? This whole conversation where people in their tribes, you gotta be pro-Palestine or you gotta be pro-Israel. Fuck that bullshit, man. I don't do the virtue signaling bullshit. I'm not in some tribe where I gotta see what. Oh, I'm on the left. The left is pro-Palestine, so I gotta make sure I put a yes. I stand with Palestinians. Yes, and the oppression and this and that. Fuck that bullshit, man. I don't have to virtue signal nobody. I don't gotta stand with nobody. I don't have to condemn nothing. But I'm gonna say what my opinion is. And my opinion is Israel on some bullshit. Hamas on some bullshit. Both sides on some savagery, some inhumane. We gonna treat the other like they're less than. We gonna treat other animals like they're animals because we don't know we're animals in 2023. Human animals. Homo sapiens, part of the animal kingdom. Fucking moron. Who's that BB that said that? Human animals. You're a fucking animal, man. Chimpanzee? Come on, man. Where you think you come from? you didn't go to science class? Come on, son. 2023. We still think we special, man. We're animals. No wonder we act like this. A lot of other animals act more civilized than we do in some instances. Right? Savagery. And that's the thing about it. We have a lot of savages in this country, and that's the reason why these conversations don't make any sense, because the savages are not man or woman enough to admit that they're savages. So they got to dance around and play games. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people in this country that don't give a fuck about the Palestinians. Bomb them to hell, kill all their babies, whatever. But they don't want to say it. They don't want to admit that they're savages. So they play little games like, Israel has a right to defend itself. Oh, but Israel and Israel does it. And I'm sure they don't intend to bomb the hospitals. All because they don't want to admit that they're fucking savages. Just like the Israelis are fucking savages. Right? Not all of them. Right? But fucking Bibi, we know he's a savage. He doesn't give a fuck about all those babies and civilians. He don't care. Right? And we got a lot of savages in the United States of America, and that's why this conversation is so bullshit. Because people don't want to be honest. Right? You see how I'm honest? I could say, I got no allegiance to no Palestinians. They're not special. Israel's not special. I could say that, right? I'm honest. I'm raw. But in this country, people like to play games. I'm not a savage. I'm better than that. Israel has to defend itself. Fuck you. Wayward ascetic. Natives and colonizers, cowboys and Indians. History repeats itself. I think so. Are animals capable of abstract thinking? I would think so. Especially, I forgot who they said are some of the most intelligent other animals on this planet. I think, is it whales? Whales, dolphins. There's some other ones that they say are very, very intelligent, and then you'd be surprised what they do and how they get down, right? But we think we're special, right? That's how that whole thing about us referring to like animals as a pejorative, right? Because humans are super arrogant. We think we're special. We're not just animals. We're humans. We're something different than everything else, right? We share the genetic code, right? And we're foolish. I mean, what we do, man? Stuffing our mouths with food, right? Tribal, my people, your people, us versus them, right? We're a bunch of dummies, human beings. Look how we got our planet and we're just trashing it. right? That's what we do. Anyway, I think those are the main things I wanted to talk about. So this Israel's right to defend itself. That's on some bullshit. And then what was the other thing? Stupid thing people saying. So I guess there's some college professor that says something about. And I know they pull stuff out of context. So I don't know if that's legit what he was trying to say. And I don't even give a fuck enough to go watch his full thing. Some guy from some college said something about he's excited or something exhilarating or something like that, and it sounded like it was in context to Hamas attacking. I mean, anybody that's on some, like I said, I don't know what he said, but anybody who's on some like, yeah, fighting back, you want some fucking savagery bullshit, man. What Hamas did was fucking wrong. You can appreciate what might have led them there. You can appreciate. I think if you go back in historical context, I believe Israel has a part in building Hamas. Sounds just like America, right? We build our own enemies and then we cry after. Oh no, these terrorists, look what they're doing. And then you go back into history and you find out we funded them. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Israel has a hand in the creation of Hamas. Not that they created them, but they definitely put some fuel on that fire. But even if that is the case, still, that does not justify what those terrorists did. What those fucking savages did, going after people's grandmothers and kids and civilians. I don't give a fuck that Israel had a hand in creating you. I don't give a fuck that Israel was bombing you and whatever. That's on some savagery. You want to defend yourself. You want to fight back. You hit their military. And I know you say, okay, their military is more powerful. How are we supposed to do that? I get it. But the civilians, that's not the alternative. That's not the alternative. The alternative is not, we can't hit the military, so we're going to go after babies. No, man. And I'm not repeating that 30, 40 babies beheaded. But babies were definitely killed. And that's not appropriate. If you can't go after military, I mean that's why they have a thing called guerrilla warfare, right? So if you're smaller, you're trying to go after a superior military, the thing you do is guerrilla warfare, right? The thing you don't do is go after children and grandmothers and raping women, and that sounds some fucking bullshit. And anybody that condones that or just acting like, oh, this is right, Israel deserved it. Them civilians didn't deserve nothing, man. If you want to go on that level, then the Israel military deserves it. If they went and they raped listen, I don't support anybody raping anybody, right? But if they went and they raped the Israel IDF, right? Go rape IDF, go kill IDF, cut off IDF head. If that's what they did, then you could say, okay, well, right? But the civilians, that's on some bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck what Israel did to the Palestinians or whatever. Nothing justifies going and raping no civilian women and old people. Nah, man. If you got a problem with a nation, you hit the nation, not the civilians. Keep the civilians the fuck out of it, right? And that goes for you too, Israel, right? You got a problem with Hamas killing your civilians, whatever. You go bomb the fuck out of Hamas. Leave the fucking hospitals alone. Leave the children alone. Leave the civilians alone. And I don't want to hear no bullshit about. See, I hold them to the same standard. I don't want to hear no bullshit about. Oh, it's a highly dense population. There's no choice. We have to drop our bombs, and the fact that there's people everywhere. I mean, that's how it is in war. Fuck you. Right? The same way Hamas, I don't want to hear no bullshit about, well, they did this and that and the superior military, so that's why we have to attack little girls. Fuck you. Israel? Oh, it's congested? Figure out your special forces, whatever. Do some high tech, whatever. Black Hawk down, You figure the fuck how to do it without killing civilians. Now, I'm not saying 100%. Unfortunately, there's going to be some collateral damage. Sometimes these things happen. But the way you guys doing it, Israel, bunch of savages. IDF, savages. Hamas, savages. Oh man, it's so easy to say that. Let me say it again. Israel, IDF, savages. Hamas, savages. Wow. Why is it that nobody else seems so comfortable to call a spade a spade? I don't know, man. They have groups. All is fair in love and war. The area of Gaza is monitored and restricted. The travel, wayward ascetic. I haven't seen you before, have I? The travel is restricted. Guerrilla warfare is an impossibility, I think. I don't know that it's an impossibility, man. I mean, essentially, what they did, I think, is kind of guerrilla warfare. It's just that they did it with civilians. I mean, the same way they crept up on them and supposedly surprised them. Some people say they let them do that. I don't know. But regardless, same way they somehow, sabotage, and they had this thing planned, and they hit them on one side, on the other side, and this and that, and all kind of unorthodox stuff. Do the same thing, but go after the IDF facilities, the IDF bases. I mean, maybe there's a good reason why they didn't do that. Because magically, I bet you if they planned this, somehow it wouldn't have went off. It wouldn't have went off this way. If they were planning to attack IDF, somehow I'm guessing they would have been shut down before it actually. Somehow, like maybe before they even get to execute, they don't even get to the day. They plan next Monday we're gonna attack, and somehow they all get shut down before next Monday somehow. But maybe because they were going after civilians, maybe just maybe it was allowed to happen. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. With the savagery I see from the IDF right now, I would not put it past them to know that they're coming to attack your civilians and you let them do it. I wouldn't put that. That would be shocking to me. I would be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe the IDF would let them attack their own civilians. What kind of people would do that? The same kind of people that would cut off electricity to 2.2 million people. That's who. That's who would allow their own civilians to get attacked like that, right? To justify whatever it is that they want to do. Same how we, the United States of America, have done the very same thing. The term false flag is not just something from conspiracy theorists, right? It's a legit thing, and we have a history of doing some false flag bullshit, right? We do stuff to agitate, right? To get support from the American people, right? Allow certain things to happen, right? And then we get everybody all emotional. We have to defend this country. I'm proud to be an American. Na, 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 na. Right? So you got some intelligence that terrorists trying to attack some civilian target, right? But you're not sure, and we need to confirm. And I don't know. Is this real? Is this intelligence? But I'm not sure. Should we do something? I don't know. No, I don't wanna jump the gun. Let's keep investigating. No, we want more information. We got intelligence gathered. We need more information. Boom, 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 boom. 500 civilians killed. Oh my goodness! It looked like they were really serious. It's too bad we didn't do anything to stop it, but we can do something now. It's time for America to rise up. We gotta destroy evil wherever it rears its head. We have to destroy evil all over the globe. We are going to go in a war against the axis of evil. Evil! Right? And then all the Americans, they show on TV all the body bags and the coffins and whatever. And they're all in America. Oh my goodness, they're killing our people. Oh no. Yes, military, go bomb them. Bomb the shit out of them. Bomb them to hell. So they won't be the first people to do that, man. I don't know. I hate to be pulling up a conspiracy theory. I got no evidence. Let me be very clear. I got no evidence that Israel allowed this attack to happen. I'm just saying, based on their conduct, I can see factually that this is the kind of thing that they would allow, right? Whether they did it or not, I don't know. But their morality based on their actions, suggest that they would allow this to happen. And it would not be something strange because, oh, perfect America, the greatest country on earth, we would do it. We've done it. Right? So if America, the angel of a country, would do it, then of course Israel would do it. Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's stop playing around. We don't play games over here. This is the baby channel. We ain't got time for the bullshit. Food and other resources are monitored in and out of the occupied territory. Travel restricted by checkpoints every year or so. I have a suspicion this benefits Netanyahu, who was losing popularity before. I don't know, man. I mean, I seem like a lot of people in Israel don't not really supporting what he's doing now. Um, and also, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a narrative in this country, in our media, social media, news media, that I think is disconnected from reality. That's no surprise. But when I say reality, I mean, I feel like if I could, I don't know what the population of Israel is, but if it was possible for me to randomly question, let's say 10% of the population of the United States across the country, and 10% of the people in Israel, randomly same thing across the country, I got a feeling that the narratives would clash. I almost feel like in this country, we might actually be more supportive of um, Mr. Baby. We might be more supportive of him and more just like Hamas, Hamas, the evil Hamas. And I have a suspicion if I actually speak to people in Israel across the country, obviously there's different opinions there, right? But I think a surprising amount of people actually in Israel might not be so focused on Hamas. Not that they wouldn't, be like, that was disgusting what they did. But I think more people than people would suspect would actually be very disgusted with what their own country's doing and what their leader's doing. Partially because what was done, right? This attack on October 7th happened on October 7th. We are now approaching November, right? So that attack is in the past. You could say it's not that much of the past, but it is the past. What is happening now? What has been happening since then? Right? I think people in Israel might be more focused on the current reality, what their country is currently doing, right? As opposed to being stuck in the past in this like time loop of October 7th, October 7th, October 7th. Oh, this attack, this attack, this attack, this attack, this attack, this attack. It's like, okay, that happened. It was really bad, right? But what's happening now? So I don't know. I just think Israel is, the Israelis might be more focused on the current realities, and Americans might be more focused on the past, more stuck on October 7th. Because that's how the conversations go. Anytime people are having a conversation about this, you keep hearing, Israel has the right to defend itself, and what about the babies and this and that, and they're literally talking about this one event. So it's almost as if Israel could nuke, if it was possible for them to nuke the Gaza Strip and not have it affect themselves, right? Some kind of nuclear bomb, a new nuclear bomb that respects borders, that would only devastate the Gaza Strip. I feel like Israel could do that, right? And we would have a lot of people in this country that would be supportive of it because they're stuck on October 7th, right? So millions of Palestinians being killed wouldn't have any effect on them because they just, it's in their brains, it's just on a loop. It's just raping women, raping women, raping women, raping women, raping women. Like that's like October 10th, October 7th, October 7th, October 7th, October 7th. Like you know, 200,000 Palestinians die. October 7th, October 7th. 500,000 Palestinians die. October 7th, October 7th. They raped the girl, they raped the girl, they raped the girl. A million Palestinians died. They raped the girl, they raped the girl. October 7th, October 7th. They raped the girl. 2.2 million. Everybody in the Gaza Strip is now dead. October 7th. They raped those girls, they raped those girls. It's the right to defend it. It's the right to defend it. Right? It's like it's some kind of a Ferris wheel or something. I don't know, like it's some kind of ride, and you just can't get off. Right? Can't get off this ride. I'm stuck. I'm on this track. That's it. October 7th, October 7th, October 7th. The girl, they raped the girl. They raped the girls. They raped the girls. Right? So no matter what Israel does, you like Israel could just escalate, keep escalating, escalating. Every time Israel escalates, you'd be like, "Oh my goodness, look what Israel did. That's disgusting," and they just hop right back. But what about October 7th? Look what they did. They raped the girls, right? And then maybe they expand it. Then now they start. Okay, now we finish up the Gaza Strip. Now let's nuke the West Bank, right? Oh my goodness, did you hear Israel dropped another nuke? October 7th, October 7th, they raped the girls, they raped the girls, they raped the girls, right? Then it's like, okay, now we have Palestinians that are not in those areas that have left the country. They're in other countries. Let's go find all of them and kill all of them too, right? October 7th, October 7th. Oh, they raped the girls, they raped the girls, they raped the girls. All right? Let's wipe out every single Palestinian across the globe, regardless of if they have anything to do with this at all. Regardless of age, gender, let's wipe them all out. October 7th, October 7th. They raped the girls, they raped the girls. Like, what's going on, man? What is going on? When does it end? When does it end? When is it enough? When is it too far? What is the line that Israel can't cross? Right? When is the line when it's like, okay, we understand what they did to you on October 7th, but what you doing now? Cross the limit. You went too far. Israel, you need to step back. You're going too far now. When is that line? Well, if you're a savage, there is no line. And that's my point. We got a lot of savages in this country. And a lot of them can be identified by these repeating this phrase. Israel has the right to defend itself. Israel has the right to defend itself, right? Because that's a savage. They're a savage, so they don't want to talk about what's actually happening, right? So to escape from that conversation and revealing to other people that they don't care about millions of civilians, they don't care about them, right? To escape from that, they jump to, but Israel has the right to defend itself. Nobody's saying they don't have a right to defend themselves, right? But that's their little decoy. Like somebody, but wait a minute, look what Israel did, and they dig in their bag and then, ooh, Israel has the right to defend itself. Oh my goodness! All right, this live stream ran on longer than it should have. I'm gonna wrap this up. Mandatory military service and propaganda colors Israel opinions. Nuclear would contaminate the land, though. You are thinking about a Fallout video game. Mini Ukraine was treated a lot differently. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. That's the thing that's interesting about these scenarios where you have, a lot of similarities in a situation, but then you have people kind of flip flop, and you're kind of like, okay, so were you really principled in the other situation? Were you really concerned about what you said you were concerned about, or was it something else? Because it seems like in this situation, you're not concerned about the thing that you were concerned about before. Anyway, Wayward Ascetic, thanks for joining the live stream and clicking on the like button. Really appreciate it, and for sharing your thoughts on the situation and enjoying another Debate Me channel rant. Oh, I don't know what's going on. And now it's time for me to watch something other than George Washington. I don't know why randomly, if you look on my screen, let me show what's on my screen. Why randomly this stuff is showing up. Like what is this stuff? The American Revolution. Bloody struggle for freedom. 3 hour. History channel? What do you think, I'm a conservative? I'm not gonna sit here for 3 hours and listen to the American Revolution, bloody for freedom. I don't think so. Look at this next one, 3 hours and four. Why is this even on my screen? I don't even know. I have not been watching anything remotely close to this. I don't know why it's there. These are suggestions that are popping up in my YouTube feed. The other one says war intensifies bloody battles on the road to independence. 3 hours and 40 minutes. What the fuck is that? Who is gonna sit down other than Charlie Kirk for 3 hours and 40 minutes and 21 seconds watching the History Channel? Like, what? First of all, why does it take this long? Is it real time? Like, why does 3 hours and 40 minutes? That's the entire war, right? That's how long the entire war lasted, man. I don't know why it's 3 hours, man. I never watched a History Channel thing that was longer than an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm good. We're gonna find something else to watch. All right, guys. I'm out. I'm proud to be an American. I stand with Ukraine. I stand with the Palestinians. I stand with Jerusalem. I stand with Israel. I stand with whoever gets me the most likes on social media. Allah Akbar. Oh my goodness, they can call me a terrorist sympathizer.